Hey friends, welcome back to Evocative Scents. Today we will look at yet another summer fragrance, this time from Khadlaj. And to make this video even more interesting, I will be comparing it with another fragrance, which it is supposed to be a clone of. So basically it will go head to head with the Jean Paul Gaultier Beau Parfum, which I have done a full review by the way. Do check it out in the top I button. At the end of this video, I hope that you will have some clarity on whether you should go for the Khadlaj Island and save some money or the Beau Parfum will reign supreme. If you are tuning to this channel for the first time, do consider subscribing to this channel, and for more fragrance related content, do not forget to hit that notification bell as well. So let's dive in. So starting with the presentation, it is a textured paper box with the pictures of sea waves along with some tropical plants on the side. At the bottom of the box you can see the manufacturing date as well as the batch code. At the front it is written Khadlaj Island and it comes in extrait de parfum. So it will be interesting to look at the performance later on. Moving on to the rear end of the box, beside the usual stuff you can also see the note breakdown of this fragrance, which coincides with the Beau Parfum note breakdown. We will discuss about that in the smell section, if they are similar or there are many differences. Now let's take a close look at the bottle. At the front there is a metallic plaque with Khadlaj Island written on it. The bottle has a really beautiful gradient, starting with the green color at the bottom and slowly darkening towards the top. There are some textures on the front as well as the back, and it continues on the cap as well. At the bottom it says it is manufactured in UAE, and once again the concentration of the fragrance, which is extrait de parfum. In my personal opinion, the texture shouldn't have continued on the cap, and I think that a plain cap would have looked much better. But that's just purely personal opinion. You may even like it. However, there is one minor flaw here. What otherwise could have been a perfect presentation. The cap actually doesn't click onto the bottle, so don't try to pick up the bottle with the help of the cap. So let's quickly take a look at the spray test. The atomizer is of very high quality. It is a pressurized one and it shoots a lot of juice, even better than the Beau Parfum. Summing up the presentation part, for the packaging and presentation I would give this fragrance a 9 out of 10. If the cap had clicked onto the bottle, it would have been a nearly perfect score. Now to the interesting part, the smell of this fragrance. Just after spraying this perfume, I get little bit of alcohol blast in the beginning. It is very light, but it is definitely present, at least for the first 3 to 5 seconds. I don't feel that with the Beau Parfum. Now the island has a sweeter pineapple opening compared to the JPG, and while testing it side by side, I noticed some subtle differences. There is a bit of fresh spicy ginger in the opening from the JPG one, while with the island I don't get much of that ginger note. The main accord in both of these fragrances is the coconut, but if you are expecting that photorealistic coconut, both of these might leave you a bit disappointed. The coconut facet created in both of these fragrances are very similar, but in a synthetic manner. You might relate the smell of these fragrances to some coconut lotion or some sort of coconut cream, and that is the reason it can be a little bit polarizing and it might take some time to grow upon you. But this is also a smell that some people instantly like. Personally, I will not categorize this to a dumb rich fragrance. I reach out for both of these fragrances in a certain state of mood. The pineapple in the Khadlaj Island is a lot more pronounced and I really like that opening. While the Beau Parfum is marketed as a men's fragrance, I think that this is a perfectly unisex fragrance, and the Khadlaj Island is even more unisex, as it takes away the spicy nuances of the JPG. Once the fragrance starts to dry down, the pineapple goes away completely. Both of these fragrances still retain the coconut smell, but the Beau Parfum feels a bit airy and a touch spicy as well, whereas the island feels a lot denser and a whole lot sweeter as well. There is definitely some sweetness in the Beau Parfum due to the tonka beans, but the island has even more sweetness, more of that vanilla accord. Despite the synthetic coconut smell, both of these fragrances still feel very smooth. What I mean by that, no particular fragrance note sticks out, though not the best, but still very good. Both of these fragrances are very tropical in terms of smell, feel very casual, and also have a fun-loving, playful vibe. In terms of uniqueness, it is certainly unique. These are not the perfumes you are going to smell every day, or for that matter on every other person. I am slightly inclined to give this fragrance an 8 out of 10, but a 7.5 feels more appropriate. These fragrances will attract compliments, but it will not always be the case. As far as the versatility is considered, you can wear these fragrances all year round, but since the island is a bit more sweeter, I would particularly avoid this fragrance in very high heat summer. But since the fragrances can't be used for formal occasions, I have to take some points off. An 8 out of 10 would be perfect for versatility. And yes, both of these perfumes are perfectly unisex, and the Khadlaj Island even more so. In the performance front, it is interesting. I actually get very good longevity with both of these fragrances. even on the skin. You can expect around 6 to 8 hours of longevity with both of these perfumes. The projection is also good for the first 1.5 hours, but after that it comes close drastically. It doesn't become a skin scent, but it has a very tight scent bubble, which actually feels a bit odd. Unless someone is coming very close to you, they will not be smelling this after the 2-hour mark. So for the performance, once again an 8 out of 10. If you are enjoying this video, hit that like button. And now the big question, should you rush out and buy the Khadlaj Island? But the answer to that is I really don't know. I mean, if you are just starting a fragrance collection, I don't think that this fragrance would be on your top priority. On the other hand, if you have a lot of fragrances, you might want to try this one out. It's definitely unique and you might even love it. Or if you are a big fan of the Beau lineup, especially the tropical coconut smell. And this can be really great option for the holiday season, especially if you are on a vacation to a beautiful sea beach. I would recommend you to give this fragrance a try and see whether you like it. Or if you want to experience the Beau Parfum with some differences which I have discussed in this video, then you should definitely try this one out. It is not exactly a clone but has a very similar smell, more of a twist rather than being a clone. So overall score for this fragrance is an 8 out of 10, which includes all the previous aspects. So that's it for today's video, and I will meet you all in my next video, which I feel might be very interesting. Till then, stay safe and as always, stay honest.